Okay. All right. What I want to do tonight is, well, first of all, before I talk about that, I want to let you know that the COS Indiana Live broadcast coming up this Monday evening, we've, due to some other difficulties with the guests that I had originally lined up, I'm going to have as my guest, I'm going to have John Ackerman on, and we're going to devote his whole interview to talking about the roundtable meeting coming up on the 28th. So we've already rehearsed it, and we got it all laid out. George just left us. I don't know if he's going to come back or not.
I think he's offended that I'm on instead of him.
What happened to him there? There he is.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it locked up on me again. I had to go out and come back in.
Hi, George.
So
I heard that, John, by the way.
So we will be on Monday evening on our broadcast. We'll be promoting the roundtable, and we'll have John on, and we'll talk about the roundtable and everything. So that'll be a good chance. Plus, of course, that'll be recorded. That we'll post that to various boards, and so we'll get it distributed and emailed. So another way of getting the word out on the roundtable meeting. Okay. Now, as far as tonight, what I want to do tonight is I want to walk through the whole thing, and it's not necessary that we go word for word tonight, but I think we got the format down. I think we've got what we need. We just need to hone it now. And tonight, I just want to go through the different segments and just kind of verbalize what we're going to do. Make sure that I know when to bring on a PowerPoint, when to start a video, when to end it, that type of thing. And Rick, what I need you to do is pay close attention here to this. And of course, you'll have the recording to review too. But I'd like for you to, put together one of your detailed program schedules and include as much detail as possible. What kind of screen we're going to use? What are we going to play a video? Who's going to come in? Who's going out? Type thing. Okay.
Okay.
So
Didn't know you were a screenwriter, did you?
Yeah, that's a good one, George. Yeah. Rick's a good screenwriter. Glad you could join us again. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Glad to be here.
Okay. Ken's had a busy week. His business has really picked up here all of a sudden, and so been a busy young man. Thanks for getting that file converted for me. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to send everybody to the lobby, and including myself. I'm going to start the countdown. I'm going to play the Maringo mic intro. Then I'm going to bring John Ackerman up on the screen, because John, it's Maringo Mike's basically introducing John. So John comes up, and John's going to go through a little opening that we have talked about and rehearsed. And I've got some banners prepared for that. So basically, John's going to welcome everyone, let everyone know what we're trying to accomplish here, and tell everyone about the segments of the roundtable, the segments that we'll be going through, and then we'll go to the map. Okay. Well, then we'll start. Excuse me. Then we'll start segment 1, and we'll bring up the map, and then John is going to then we'll kind of go through the region captains. Then we'll segue into segment 2, the education. Hopefully, Paul will be on. We'll show you what Paul and I have put together for the education segment. And then we'll get into segment 3 and how we're going to handle segment 3 with questions. Okay. All right. That's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to send everybody back to the lobby, including myself, and I'm going to start it out here. Okay.
Dale, at what point are you going to start the sharing with YouTube and Facebook? Where are you going to do that at? Before the countdown clock or during that?
That will automatically start.
Oh, it will? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not something we need to initiate. This program is already set up to automatically broadcast to Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, cool. Because I know in Zoom we had to start it. All right, that's good.
No. Okay, guys, everybody's going back.
Hello and welcome to COS Indiana Live as we bring you Roundtable. The Roundtable segment is presented here every fourth Monday of the month at 7 p.m. We'll be focusing on education and discussion of the topics and challenges we all face as we use the Constitution to save the Constitution. Join us now as we bring you COS Indiana Roundtable with our MC, John Ackerman.
Hi, I'm John Ackerman, your host for COS Indiana Roundtable, and welcome back. This is our second broadcast of the Roundtable, and we're so glad that you joined us. Our overall goal in doing this Roundtable is to introduce the Convention of States to new viewers, new supporters. We want to reach out and grow the ranks. We want to invite new people in. And so we're glad that you're watching, and we hope that you'll click like and that you'll make comments and that you'll share this with your friends so that we can spread the good news. Yes, the spelling is wrong of Cerimonies. Okay. So let me go over the Ken, you threw me for a loop there. Let me go over briefly the outline of what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have 3 segments. And in the first segment, I'm going to introduce you to the Indiana region captains. And we'll do that for a few minutes. And then we'll switch over to our second segment, which is our educational resources. We want you to know where you can learn more about Convention of States and how you can learn it. And then we'll go to our third segment, which is we're calling I Want to Know. There are a lot of things that people want to know about Convention of States, and we're going to take those up, like one question at a time. And so we'll get into that towards the end of I'm all tongue tight. I'll get all these kinks worked out before the 28th. And so with that having been said, we'll go straight to our first segment and introduce you to the region captains. Now, Indiana is divided into 9 regions, and they correspond directly to the congressional districts. And you see there, Region 1 in the northwest corner, Region 2 and 3, and then we come to the center of the state with Regions 4, 5, and 6. And Region 7 is right in the middle, and 8 and 9 are down in the southwest corner and in the southern part of the state. Now, we have several regional captains that we want to introduce you to. And we'll go to the very first one now for Region 1. And that captain's name is Dale Tipton. And I don't think Dale's with us during this rehearsal, but when he's here live, I'm going to ask him, Dale, tell me why this Convention of States project means so much to you. Why are you willing to donate your time and your energy to pushing for a Convention of States? And so when Dale's done with that, we'll go to Region 2. And our region captain there is Richard Loken. I don't think Richard is with us right now either, but we'll pose much the same question to him and hear his answer. Region 3 captain is Vicki Mooring. I think Vicki's on with us tonight, so I want to say hi, Vicki. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
All right. Tell me what part of the state tell me what city or town you live in, Vicki.
I'm in Huntington, Indiana. I'm in District 50, but I'm Region 3, so I've got all Huntington, Fort Wayne. It goes up north.
Okay, well
to Auburn, Angola.
Okay, thanks. That gives us an idea where Region 3 is located. And what I want to do is ask you a very similar question to what I asked the previous 2 region captains. Why is Convention of States so important to you? Why are you willing to devote your time and your energy to this important project?
I'm involved in it. I started because I was so unhappy with what was happening to my country, and I was tired of complaining about it and not doing anything about it. So I decided to step up and at least give it a shot, see if I can make a difference.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Thanks for joining us, Vicki. Now we'll move on to Region 4. And Larry Hutson. Actually, he's the captain for Regions 4 and 5. I don't think Larry's with us tonight, but we'll get to ask him on the 28th why he's involved in this thing. So we move on now to Region 6. Thomas Shultz. Oh, he covers Region 6 and 9. I'll have all that straightened out before the 28th. And I don't think Thomas is with us, or I'd see him popping up on the other side of the screen. So let's go on to the next one. And Vicki Fisher is the captain for Region 7. So we'll listen to her for a few minutes, and then we'll go on to someone else. Gary Harbaugh, I'll say your name right. Gary Harbaugh, you're the region captain for Region number 8. Why don't you talk to us about why this is so important to you, Gary?
Well, thanks, John, for having me on. There are a couple of reasons that really motivate me. One is just the runaway national debt. It's crazy. Congress is completely out of control. I think Ronald Reagan once had a comment about, Congress and their spending is like a little baby, an uncontrollable appetite at one end, and the other end isn't controlled either. But we just have a mess, and Congress itself is never going to limit spending. They've had 100 years to do it, and they haven't done it. We know they're not going to do it. So we have to be involved in something that will put limits on it. I just want to add, too, that we've got a lot of openings for people who want to be leaders, who want to help rein in our overgrown government and the out of control. So go to the Convention of States website and click on that Take Action, and you can find opportunities to volunteer.
Okay, well, thanks for your service, Gary. We really appreciate it. The Republic is worth saving. So
Indeed.
we'll move on now to region. Oh, we already talked about Region 9. I guess that's it. Those are all the region captains that we have on the broadcast. And so we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to move to the second segment, which is for our two co-directors for the Indiana Convention of States, to talk to us about educational resources that are available. And that's going to be Dale Parrish, who's in the Fort Wayne area, and Paul Phillips, who's in some other part of the state area. So Dale and Paul, take it away.
Well, thank you, John. Of course, Paul's not with us right now, so I plan on bringing Paul up into the screen also. But yeah, John, we want to talk about the educational resources that we have available to us here in Indiana. And then we're going to focus on one particular resource that we have. But what I would like to do here is to bring up my PowerPoint, and let's go through some and identify. I haven't practiced this very well. I'll be better at this on the 28th, I promise you. But what I want to do is I want to identify for you the various educational resources that we have available to us here in Indiana. It's quite extensive, believe it or not. And then tonight, we're going to focus on one of those resources, kind of the premier resource that we have available. So the first resource available to us, and this happens to be the one that we're going to focus on tonight, and it's Convention of States University. This is an extensive program that Convention of States has developed for all of its volunteers and leaders. So Paul Phillips is going to give you some more information on this particular educational resource a little in just a few minutes. But for right now, we want to continue on to identify some of the other resources that we have available. Another resource, of course, is our national website, conventionofstates.com. This website contains a wealth of information, and I would specifically recommend that you utilize the Resource Center on our website. There's a wealth of information there for you to learn about Convention of States and become very, very knowledgeable about Convention of States just right from our website. Another resource that we have available here in Indiana is our YouTube channel, COS Indiana. Now on our YouTube channel, we have various pieces of educational material. We have narrated PowerPoint presentations. We have links to podcasts. We have recordings of various meetings, various broadcasts that we do. So like I said, it's a wealth of another resource, I should say, a wealth of information for everyone to utilize. That's YouTube, COS Indiana. Here is a resource that is of tremendous value to many of us, and it's our wiki page. This is a page, once again, containing a wealth of information that people can access, answer questions that you might have. How does Convention of States play into this or play into that? And you can go to the wiki page and probably find the answer. So anyway, that's another resource that we have. Another resource, of course, is our COS Indiana Live broadcast that we conduct every Monday evening at 7 p.m. This will come to you through our state Facebook page, Convention of States Indiana, as well as live streaming on our YouTube channel. COS Indiana Live, every week, we're introducing you to leadership individuals and also providing you more information on Convention of States here in Indiana. Podcast, we have two podcasts going on available to you. The Free to Be Free podcast, which Paul Phillips, our legislative liaison that's with me here this evening, does. And then we also now have the COS Indiana Live podcast, which is basically the audio portion of the Monday evening COS Indiana Live broadcast. And finally, I want to mention that we have in Indiana, we have a number of Patriot Academy certified constitutional coaches. These are individuals that have been certified to teach our Constitution and founding documents. So I think you would find these individuals very well qualified and ready to provide a wealth of information to you if you so desire. Now, I'm going to ask Paul now to take over, and Paul wants to give you a little bit more information about certain courses. As I said, we're focusing now on Convention of States University, and that's our focus for this evening. Now, in upcoming roundtable meetings, we'll be picking out another one of the educational resources that we have available, and we'll be focusing on a different resource in upcoming roundtable meetings. But tonight, we're focusing on the public course and COS University. Okay, I forgot to play a video. I meant to play a video before introducing Paul here. So let me back up here and play this video real quick.
I actually served 10 years in the United States Senate, and I actually left 2 years before my term was up because I've come to the conclusion that we will not fix the significant large problems of our country through Congress. The history is all republics have died. And I think America can cheat history. I don't think we have to die.
And the solution is actually found right in the Constitution itself.
So imagine the scope of this constitutional education project where everybody in the country is paying attention.
The real question for our country is who gets to decide? Are we free or are we not free?
This is the healthiest discussion we could possibly have in America today. It's the greatest educational project in American political history, and in the end, what we're going to get is a country that's a lot better. It's going to be incredible. We actually have the right to govern ourselves.
Okay, I'm going to have to work on this. This is to get the screen that I want to get here. So, oh, I know what it is. Yeah, I brought it up. So I would be bringing up Paul here. Yeah, that video I should be playing that video before I introduce Paul and we focus on these public courses. So that was my mistake, and I'll try to correct that the next time. So Paul will go through what he has to say here, blah 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 blah, and then I will remove the PowerPoint and turn it back over to you, John, to introduce segment 3.
Wow, Dale and Paul, that was great. Thanks for that contribution. And I want to encourage everybody to go to that cosuniversity.com and sign up and take a course. They're great and they're free. Now we move into our third segment, which is called I Want to Know, because there are things that inquiring minds want to know about the Convention of States. And so to answer these questions, I'm going to invite our COS Indiana executive team to come and join me so that we really have a roundtable panel discussion, okay? And so as they come up here, we're going to say hi to them. First, we welcome George Ward. Hi, George. Nice to see you.
Ah, sorry, I was muted. Thank you.
Yeah, don't be muted. Okay, who else? And we have Ken Kashuba. Welcome, Ken. Good to have you joining us.
Thank you, John.
And Gary Harbaugh, we heard from you as one of our region captains, and you're also on the executive leadership team. And Dale Parrish. So is that all that we have for tonight? The four of you?
That's all we have tonight.
Yep.
Of course, Paul would be on here too.
Yeah, we'll have five, right? We'll have Paul in there too.
Right.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to throw the first question out here, and we haven't yet decided who's going to answer it, but that's going to come down from on high. Dale, do we have a banner with our first question?
Yep. Sorry about it. I was trying to remove that logo. I should have done that. Okay. First question.
Okay. Who wants to take a stab at this? Maybe, George, we haven't heard from you yet. Why do we want to call a convention of states?
The main reason I've always understood that we not only want but need to call a convention of states is because there are many problems, balanced budget, term limits, things of that variety, that Congress is not going to take care of. And the people have been crying out for these for decades. And that's the exact precise reason why the second clause of Article 5 was put in the Constitution, to where Congress becomes out of control or doesn't do what the people want. The people have the authority and the power to step in and do what needs to be done. Balanced budgets, term limits, whatever may come out of the convention.
Okay, thank you.
We don't need to go through just so you have something prepared to say. Okay.
Okay. Well, I didn't know I was going to say anything, so okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I threw you a curveball and you hit it out of the park, man. Now, what Dale and I have talked about is that we will pre-decide which one of you I'll call upon for each question. But then after you give your answer, which, I would hope would be, a minute and a half, 2 minutes at the most, so that we can fit it all in the available time, then I'll say, does anybody else want to chime in? And this can be an open-ended, freewheeling thing, and I'll just keep an eye on the clock, or Dale could keep an eye on the clock too. And when we've run out of time, he can just change the banner, and I'll say, "Okay, guys, thanks. Let's go to our second question."
Should we raise our hand or something so that everybody doesn't try to jump in at the same time? Just a little wave to say we want to comment, or
that might help.
Yeah,
because it's not good when people talk over each other.
Okay.
So our second question is Article 5 says, and this is in quotation marks because that's what it actually says, that Congress calls the convention. Does this mean that they control the convention and choose the delegates? How about if Ken gives a stab at that for this practice time?
Sure, John. No, the founders made this very clear. Our 34 states apply. So Congress has no discretion whether to call the convention and no control over the delegates. This is totally in Article 5 for the states to bring about the convention, and Congress just has to make the convention officially available.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Ken. That throws some light on it. And Dale, while one of you is answering a question, could you bring that person up into the big screen instead of looking at me big? Look at the guy who's doing the talking.
You mean like do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, choose that camera.
You gotta make note of this so I can remember to do this. That's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so our third question then is, how do the states choose their delegates? And I think it must be Gary's turn to answer a question.
Okay, so we'd bring Gary over here, and Gary would go blah 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 blah, right?
They're gonna flip coins and draw straws.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Then I'd ask if anybody else wants to contribute, and then I think we had a fourth question. Did we not?
And then I'm gonna move John back to the big screen.
Yeah.
And we'll hide that, and we'll bring on another question here.
Yeah, Dale, why don't you tell us how the proposed amendments are ratified?
Sure, John. Any proposed amendments that would come out of the Convention of States would then have to be ratified by the state legislatures, just as if the proposed amendment had come out of Congress, and that is 3/4 of the state legislatures, or 38 states, would have to ratify any proposed amendment in order for it to become an amendment to the Constitution.
And does the governor of the state have veto power?
No, he does not. Or no, the governor does not.
Right. It's just the state legislature. The Constitution is very clear about that.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Dale. And then I think we might have had a fifth question. Is the Convention of States safe? I've heard people worried about this. Oh, we'll have a runaway convention. In fact, I learned that in elementary school when we studied the convention. I remember my teacher saying they've never called a convention of states because they're afraid it would be a runaway convention and they'd throw out the whole Constitution. So people want to know, is it going to be safe? And the answer is yes.
Is that maybe not a good question? Do we want to delete that one?
No, that's a good one. That you got that off of the COS website. I think all their questions are good.
All right. So, John, you're going to answer that one then, or
no? Yeah. I suppose if Paul's here, I'll throw one to him. All right. If we can have 5 questions for 5 guys, each to take one, and the others to.
Well, we got a couple more questions here, so we'll have to.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the clock, and we'll see how much time this segment takes.
Okay, here's the big question. All right, John.
Drum roll. Where does Convention of States stand on such issues as critical race theory? Anybody want to wade into those waters?
Whoever takes this, the key here is that we've got to we gotta tie Convention of States into this issue and how Convention of States is the solution. Ken, you want to talk about this one?
I'll go ahead and take this one. Sure. Go ahead and bring me up.
I kind of thought you might want to. Now, he'll probably get us in big trouble here, but we'll give him a shot at it.
I'm gonna play it safe, I'll leave my emotions and passion behind.
Well, you know what we're trying to do here. We're trying to present Convention of States as a solution to this kind of an issue and other issues like this. Okay, go ahead, Ken.
John, that's a very interesting and challenging question because it calls into question things that our government is doing at this time that reaches into things like education and healthcare and many of the subjected areas that we currently are finding a lot of people that don't know what's going on, first of all, and secondly, these things are things that generally the states themselves should be pursuing, because in your local school district, you know better, and your local school boards know better as to what's going on in them. And so to have overreach by the federal government that is putting these type of things into our school districts, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, should be something that should be in more control by the states and the people themselves. So it brings into question basically how Convention of States would handle that. Is basically it falls into the federal overreach portion of the things that the Convention of States wants to amend, and bring forth. So those are areas that I think the people would like to have more control over. So I hope that helps shed a little light on things like critical race theory.
Okay. Yeah. So So it should be local control, not some politicians in Washington pulling the strings and expecting 330 million people to kowtow. Did I get a little too rough there?
I don't think so. If the government starts telling you what to eat, when to eat it, and how much to charge for it, if you're a business, that's an example of overreach. And
yeah,
I think
yes, it is.
We all, it's part of self-governance. We all would like to have a little bit more of our own self-governance, because we, the people, is part of freedom, and it's part of the things that makes us Americans.
Yes. And that federal overreach is one of the 3 abuses that we hope to correct with the Convention of States project.
Yes.
Correct?
All right. Thank you, Ken.
Did I do okay, Dale?
You did a good job. Speaking of self-governance, the final question we had here was, why is I'm sorry, John.
Apology accepted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So why is self-governance so important? George, you want to take a crack at that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, muted again because I was coughing and stuff. Yeah, I can take a crack at this one. That'd be good.
Making big, Dale.
That's okay. That's okay. That's
okay.
Blah, 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 blah. All right.
Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
like I said, we'll decide beforehand, and each of you will have plenty of chance to prepare a good, succinct answer.
Well, I can give you 5 minutes now if you want.
No. Okay. Okay. Well, that'll be the final question. Now, John, how do you want to segue now into your closing?
Well, I think the way we did it, on our first broadcast was pretty good.
I got a video here. If you want me to play this video,
let's see it.
Okay, I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to remove all of us but you from the screen here. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, a war going on in America, a war for the future of the country. What's this country going to look like? And we intend to win this war. The person who decides what we're fighting about is the person who wins the fight. There is a war going on which we must define correctly between people who believe that those in Washington, D.C. should decide for all of us, and people who believe we should decide. We, the people, decide. So this project was founded with the idea that we're going to use Article 5 the way the founders gave it to us to restrain federal tyranny. We've got 2.2 million supporters on board, but we're just getting started. And we're going to come up with ideas that I can't even possibly imagine right now. We're at war over a very simple question. A question you should ask yourself all the time when you hear government doing anything. And that question is, who decides? So God bless you all. We'll see you next week on the Battle Cry.
Wow, thanks, Mark. That's a great message, and we want to invite you, the listener, to join the fray with us. All you have to do is go to conventionofstates.com, and I think this is where Dale brings up the website, and sign the petition, and it's right there when you go to that web address. Sign the petition. As Mark said, there are 2.2 million people who've already signed it. I'm one. Everybody you've heard from tonight has signed that petition, and we invite you to sign it too. And then if you really want to get involved, just scroll down that page and you'll see where it says take action. And you can click on that and it'll show you all the volunteer positions that we have in Indiana. And you can volunteer to become a warrior with us, to use the Constitution, to save the Constitution. Good night. God bless. We'll see you the 4th Monday of July.
Very, very good, John. And I forgot to add that slide to my PowerPoint. Thank you. I will add that slide so you'll have those addresses. Okay, let me bring everybody back up here, and
we are good. That's almost good enough to go live with tomorrow night.
See, Richard's with us now.
Hi, Richard.
Well, I think timed here about 40 minutes, so there's some parts here that obviously we didn't get done.
What about Vicki? Is she still in the lobby?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe she jumped off after her piece.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, what do you think? I think it went pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's kind of rough, but yeah, that's why we have rehearsals and things. And,
That's right.
John, you did a fine job emceeing. Yeah, sure, there were some rough edges, but if there's a foible, take a brief pause and get back up there. You did well.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Couple of things I observed. John, can you either lose the glasses or have the light so you don't get that big reflection off your glasses?
Yeah, I'm concerned about that. I'm sitting here looking at myself, and I got all these reflections going on. I'm going to have to solve that before the 28th.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good. And then one other thing, couple points, not to be too nitpicky, but our regions don't correspond exactly, but they kind of correspond roughly with the congressional districts.
Okay, I'll change, or Rick, on the script, make sure that I say these regions correspond roughly to our 9 congressional districts.
Yeah, roughly, approximately, something like that. That'd be good. And George, to pick on you a minute, probably we don't want to smoke. I mean, I'm thinking we probably don't want you smoking during the actual show. Is that agreed, or what do you think?
I won't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I won't smoke.
Let me ask Ken a question. You're sitting there with glasses on, and I can see your eyes. You don't have all that reflection. How do you do this?
I was gonna.
Okay,
Hold on, George.
Oh, I thought George was done. Sorry.
No, he's stuttering in space here for a minute. I think he's
frozen.
Cold up there.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what kind of light you've got on yourself, John.
All it is a ceiling light up there.
Ceiling light. Okay. If you could get something that, rather than shining down on you, if you could get something, the light I've got behind my computer is actually focused up at the ceiling.
Ah.
So it shines light off the ceiling, which throws enough light on your face, but doesn't. I mean, the only light I'm getting really on my glasses is from the computer. So if you sit back a little bit, that helps a little bit as well. But
yeah, okay.
It's something to shoot the light off the ceiling and turn that overhead light off.
Okay, how many watts? How bright is that bulb? That's
the one I'm using is not real. I think the one I've got back there it's a standard 60-watt bulb.
60 watts, man, you look good.
60 or 100-watt bulb would probably be fine. Yeah.
And if I do that, I'll probably lose the red cast to my face.
I was going to say you'll take some of the red casting.
Yeah, get an LED bulb.
Lighting is something that's tough to deal with.
I'll figure that out before the 28th.
Yep.
Probably an LED bulb will help too. They tend to be more blue.
Yellow.
I got those.
Yellow.
I got a question.
Yeah, Rick.
On the first segment there, were we going to give each of the regional captains like 2 minutes? I know John asked them if about their COS story basically, but are we then going to give each one 2 minutes to address a question, because we talked about that previously?
Yes. That's the objective. About 2 minutes. Yeah.
So is John going to ask them that question, or are they just going to kind of on their own?
Yeah,
John's got the questions. He's got the questions to ask.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've got their answers too, and and because Gary worked with them, and they worked out their talking points.
Okay.
And so I know what they're going to say, but they're all just pretty much answers to the same question, which is, why is this important to you? But I'm going to work on the question so that I reword it slightly for each one of the 7 of them.
Okay, and then that'll lead them into the particular question. Okay.
Yeah,
right,
and
cool.
I hope they remember the answers that they submitted to Gary.
All right, and then Dale, just so I know what I'm doing, I'm not going to actually be in the room during this event because I'm not going to be doing anything here. but I am going to be watching Facebook and YouTube and that sort of thing. So you won't need me actually joining in the room during the roundtable, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Actually, that would be that would be one less person that I have to keep track of here in the lobby. So that would be helpful, actually, quite honestly. Yes.
Okay. So
And this is like this would be like business, casual business kind of attire.
Oh, good question. Yes, let's be neat. I've already talked to John. John's gonna kind of maybe be a little bit more, little neater, a little
Neater
more,
than a t-shirt.
yeah, a little more professional. But let's all try to look professional and clean, neat. I guess
at least from the waist up.
Yeah, yeah, and don't anybody stand up if you're not wearing any pants.
That brings up a question. When to start this off with the pledge or something like that?
No, we haven't. Do you want to do that? We haven't incorporated that.
I'm kind of in favor of it. At least the pledge. Maybe not the national anthem. I mean, what's the pledge? Take a minute out of it.
Well, it's just kind of isn't it just kind of awkward to do the Pledge of Allegiance on a virtual thing like this?
Yeah, if we all tried to recite the pledge, the sound would be all garbled and.
Well, yeah, everybody mutes, and like Dale would be the only one that you could hear. Everybody else mutes. We do it in tabletop in Toastmasters and stuff. That's why that's what reminded me of it.
Had we thought about it, we could have had Ken add the national anthem to the Maringo Mike intro, but we didn't.
Okay, well, maybe we can incorporate it later on or something. But
yeah,
let's talk about adding that later. I think we got our plates full at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a good point. That's a good point, though. But okay.
I do have a question on. So you can have a maximum of 10 people in the waiting room, correct?
No, I can have as many, and I can have numerous in the waiting room. It's a maximum of 10 on the screen.
Oh, I got you. Okay, because I was going to ask how you have, because with the district or regional captains and you and John, that makes 9, and then our executive people being in there too, that's going to put you over 10. So I can answer that question. Okay.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we're going to run into. I'm sure we're going to run into connectivity issues. John, are you still there? John Ackerman?
He's putting on his business attire.
Speaking of connectivity issues, John, there you are.
Well, I tried something with the light, but it's not any better.
Oh.
Well, your face isn't as pink, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm using a desk lamp that's just over this way. I turned off the ceiling light.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
As far as when we got somebody with a bad connection, like with George, or the connection with Vicki wasn't the best tonight. That's just, we're just going to have to kind of deal with that. I think people will understand. That sometimes we run into these these internet issues. So we just make the best of it, and
we could blame big tech and go down another rabbit hole.
We could, yes, we could.
Well, I think if somebody freezes
words
up,
right out of my mouth.
Let's all just have a common understanding that if somebody freezes up, I'll just jump in and do some patter, and if they unfreeze, they can finish. If they don't unfreeze, I'll just move on to the next one.
Just move on. That's all you can do.
No offense.
Yeah, yeah. So
Now, I tilted my glasses forward. How do the lenses look now?
It's helping, but
You know, it was 8 years ago when I told Lily no, and she dropped down.
Richard, mute yourself. Okay, go ahead, John.
Well, how do I look now with my glasses tilted?
Funny.
Looks better.
Better.
Well, is it good enough? If it's not good enough, I'll find something else.
Hey, John, I was in Staples this week and I noticed they had some round lights that are like a round that you put on a stand behind your computer, and it's supposed to equalize the light on your face. So you might look at Staples and
Staples.
you
Okay.
can pick those up pretty cheap. They're just they have like a section for video broadcasting.
Okay.
And it's just a round light.
Boy, with that's low light, and I'm really grainy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
So that's not the answer. Okay.
Yeah, the round light is a good suggestion. The round light.
A round light.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes you'll see that in like YouTube videos and stuff. They'll pan back and you can see the videographer, and he's got a round light. It fits kind of like around the camera and just doesn't give any glare on the lens, but it broadcasts out nice even light.
Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, Staples had one on the clearance rack. I almost bought it, but it was like $24. So.
Well, I got to look better than this. This sucks.
You get contacted from here.
Dale, if I can ask one more question about as far as promoting this event, the only thing we're going to change really in promoting this event is that we're not going to say, I want to know about critical race theory. We're just going to call the last segment, I want to know, period. And that's going to be it.
Right. Right.
Okay. So we'll start getting back on that then, because I hadn't really done anything with getting the word out or promoting it because I wasn't sure exactly how all that was going to pan out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Brenda and Jonathan aware of what we're doing like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm gonna be talking with them again Monday. I had to submit a written proposal on what we're doing here, and I just referred to segment 3 as an open discussion, as just a general discussion, or I think I said a controlled discussion, which means we've selected the questions ahead of time. So rather than leading with critical race theory as the leading topic, where we're getting away from that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, I think we got a program here. Let's plan on
I think it takes away the
what? Let's plan on a full dress rehearsal then next Friday. Do we need to do it sooner? Do you think? Do you think next Friday will be okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let's Gary, let's get as many region captains on here as possible.
Will you want them to give an abbreviated statement of what their points are going to be, or
let's do a full rehearsal so that let's ask them to answer John's questions just as if it was the night of the broadcast.
the real McCoy? Okay.
Yep.
And John,
the reason being is we need to get a time. We need to get an idea of our time allotment here, which I think will be okay.
Okay.
But we need to get a good feel for that.
What I was going to say is any region captain that's not there, if you want to put me up in their place, I will kind of say I'm speaking as Vicki and here's my answer, or whoever it is, so that we get that material and that time kind of taken as though it was, the real thing.
You want to do that, John? Does that sound?
Well, sure. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully everybody but Vicki will be here. So.
Okay. Now, will she be here on the 28th?
That's the game plan.
Okay. Do you know, is everybody planning on being available on the 28th?
I have not heard anybody say they will not. So I notified everybody about that. Everybody knows about it. So
All right.
I'll remind everybody.
Okay, our dress rehearsal then next Friday. Are we going to do it at 8 o'clock, or are we back on 8 o'clock?
Doesn't matter to me. I'll be there on the 28th, but I might be drunk. It's my birthday, but it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thanks, George. Thanks.
If you're gonna smoke, get a big cigar then.
Yeah. Okay. How about a pipe? I could do a pipe.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I hope we make it. Maybe we ought to start with a prayer. You know, maybe that's what we ought to start with.
At least the dress rehearsal.
Instead of the pledge, I think a prayer. John, you could lead us in prayer, couldn't you?
I could do that. Lord, please bless this mess.
Well, hey. This is going to be our first one, but everyone from this on is going to get easier and easier, and I think we got a good thing brewing here. So
yeah, I think this is all pretty cool. It's going to be neat.
I think it's going to be a good thing.
Calm and cool and be relaxed.
Yep.
There's that
Rick,
pretty chime.
There's my clock. Sorry.
There you go.
I got to get my change. The Dairy Queen guy's here. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will download this recording and get it out to everyone for if you want to look at it again. But mainly you, Rick, so you can put your notes together.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get it all put together for you.
All right. Sorry for the mess up on some of the videos, but that's what rehearsals are for.
Yep.
And I'll add that other slide to this. Fortunately, I only have one PowerPoint to access, but I just got to be able to go, back and forth. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Seamlessly.
All right. There you go. See you guys.
See you next Friday.
Yep. Good night.